Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much for being here tonight. What we're going to do is our topic is going to be driving depth, building structure, developing leaders, how to create leaders and structure your organizations the right way. So with that being said, let's jump into kind of what this business can do for you. Think about it. Why did you join? Okay, why did you sign up? We've got prospects on this call, possibly. We've got affiliates on this call. We've got members of Team All Outdoors. We've got members from a leisure life. So think about you're all affiliates, with us. Why did you join? What was the end result? Whether that to be to spend more time in the outdoors, to vacation more, to see more beaches, spend more time with the family, go on, quality vacations, save money on things that you're already doing. Maybe it was because you just want to get so much stinking money in your bank account that it knocks you over and you just do whatever you want to do with it. Whatever that is, think about that for tonight. Why did you join? Okay? Why did you join? Because that's going to come in handy as we move through this presentation. Okay, as you go through this, I want to talk to you a little bit about if you want to have an amazing lifestyle. I'm talking about a lifestyle that millionaires can't even afford to live. An amazing lifestyle. What does that look like? Okay, what you can see on the screen is this is what it looks like. Think about 3 different channels, 3 different lines, 3 different groups of people. 3 different, legs, whatever you want to call it. What you want to do to have an amazing lifestyle is find 3 people vertical in each one of these groups. 3 people deep in each one of these groups. Those would represent the red. The reds on the slides. You'd want to find 3 people and help them to go Pro 6. So you have 3 Pro 6s in each channel. That will produce you roughly a $35,000 or more monthly income. $35,000 a month or more in income. Now notice that the reds show up in any random spot. There's no rhyme or reason. They don't have to be here, have to be there. You don't necessarily have to sponsor them. They can come from wherever. The idea is of what we're going to learn tonight is if you want to have an amazing lifestyle, I'm talking an amazing, ridiculous lifestyle, making $35,000 a month residual or more, this is what that business looks like, okay? That's what this business looks like. You've got leaders that show up in multiple different spots that are all Pro 6s in your organization, okay? Let's move to the next slide, okay? As you go through this, okay, what we see is if you just want to have a great lifestyle, okay, the difference between an amazing lifestyle and just a good lifestyle is how many Pro 6s in each one of your lines you've got. So if you want to have a lifestyle, you need at least a Pro 6 in each one of your lines. So this is very doable. You don't need to sponsor them. A Pro 6 would represent those red guys, those red figures, okay? So if you want to have a great lifestyle, making $18,000 a month or more, that's over $200,000 a year income, you can have a really nice lifestyle to do that. You can afford to do the things that you want to do. You can have the freedom that you want to have. You can do what it is that you wanted to do. So this is what that business would look like for your leisure life business. I remember asking my mentors years ago, I started generating roughly about a $15,000, $16,000 a month check. So I was hitting right around $200,000 a year. Now this is a training call, so we can quote some incomes and stuff, because we're not actually giving, the hypotheticals are on the screen, but I can give you, some personal scenarios, right? So I remember asking him, I said, what's the difference between a lifestyle making, about $200,000 a year to a lifestyle of making, $1 million a year? And my mentors said to me, only about an extra $60,000 to $70,000 in the bank. So think about that. If the difference between making $1 million a year versus making $200,000 a year, the lifestyle doesn't change much. You still drive the cars that you want to drive or the vehicles you want to drive. You still live in the home that's paid for. You don't rent or have a mortgage. I'm talking a lifestyle, right? Upgrading your lifestyle. What that means is you can live the exact same lifestyle at this level of income with 1 Pro 6 in each one of your legs, 1 in each channel, okay? It's powerful. That's what this business looks like. What about if you want to generate a leisure life to be a career? If you want this to be a career, you can make $10,000 a month. It could replace a job. It could replace a full-time income for you. It could maybe replace both you and a spouse's income, depending upon the lifestyle that you guys want and that you desire to have. Everybody is different. But if you want to generate a $10,000 a month income, what does that business look like? Well, that's a Pro 6. So you're a Pro 6, and you've created a career out of a leisure life. That's what that organization looks like. You've got a good structure. You've got $75,000 in billing volume every single month, and you're qualifying as a Pro 6. That's how you have a career within a leisure life, okay? Let me talk to you about just making a living. Maybe you just want to make a living. You want to be a Pro 4. Pro 4, notice the difference between making a living and having this be a career is it has nothing different with your structure, nothing different with your team. The difference is you're making $5,000 a month versus $10,000 a month, and the only thing that is less is your volume. 35,000 in volume, 35,000 points in volume with a good solid structure, you'll create a living in a leisure life, making $5,000 a month. Okay? Now let's move on to the next one as I show you. If you want to make some extra income, there's a rhyme and a reason to why I'm showing you this in a backwards scenario. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. You just want to make some extra income. You want to be a U33 with 2,500 points in volume. You want to make an extra 1,350 in volume or 1,350 in residual income. That's what your business needs to look like. Okay? You need to have personally sponsored 3 people. Now, they can be in any different line, and for hypothetical sake, let's just say that they're all in 3 different lines because you're going to have a better income and a better structure for down the road, right? And this is not a comp plan training, but those 3 have sponsored 3 people. Well, now, the only way for you to get more volume is to have either more sponsors or have them more sponsors. So that's where that 3rd level of affiliates comes in, and you've generated 2,500 points in volume for your 1,350 check. That's how you can make some extra income. It's not that hard to make some extra income. And the lastly is if you just want to make some money. You see the difference between making some money and some extra income versus having having a career or a lifestyle or an amazing lifestyle. It all comes down to what your business starts to look like. U33, okay, starts generating 1,350. U31 is just making some extra money. $400 a month, 580 points in volume, and you have 3 who have 1. Now, here's the thing that I want to focus on. This is the most important slide of the entire presentation tonight, okay? This is the most important slide. Number 1 is the building block. No matter what you want to do, if you want to make some money, you want to make some extra income, you want to have, a lifestyle, you want to have a career, you want to be completely financially free. No matter which one it is. And remember, I asked you in the beginning, why did you join? What is it? It will always come down that more money, more time will allow you to get that. So building the business has everything to do with this, and building it the right way is even more. So here's what the building block is. It's you with 3. If you can build a brick, you can build a city. Rome wasn't built overnight. So the point and the principle and the concept is helping you to have 3. If this is not you, then it's somebody else. Helping somebody in your group to get 3. And that is the building block. If you can help somebody to sign up 3 personal recruits, okay, structure alone, doesn't matter where they're placed. I'm not talking about that. Helping them get 3, that's the concept, right? Now, structuring them, you make more money to less money depending on where they're at, and that might help you with the incentive bonuses and things like that. But this is not a comp plan training. This is letting you see the difference between making $35,000 a month or more, $200,000 a year or more, $100,000 a year or more, $50,000 a year or more, or just making an extra $15,000, $20,000 a year or a couple thousand a year. The difference is how many people have you personally helped to get 3 people in your group? How many people have signed up people in their group? This is the building block of what we're going to talk about tonight, okay? This concept is called depth. Building depth. What is driving depth? What is a depth builder? What is a depth driver? Okay, this is the definition. It's finding leaders levels deep in your team and in your group from their contact list. It's not placing somebody in depth. You recruit 17 people and stack them on a line and you're 17 levels deep. That's not depth. By this definition, it's finding leaders levels deep in your team's group from their list. That's the definition of driving depth. Okay? The goal of a depth driver, the mission of a depth driver, a depth builder, is to always be working and building new relationships with the newest affiliates. Okay? The people that are brand new, you're the one talking to those people, building those friendships, building those relationships. It's not who's your buddy at the top of the line, who's your sponsor. It's not who's your U33s and your U31s and your Pro 2s and your Pro 4. It's not though. It's building those relationships from the bottom up, not the top down. You love the people from the top down. You hug them so tightly that everybody else knows about it and feels the relationship. But the goal is you work with the new ones in the group. Okay? Working with the newest, working with the deepest, first-rate affiliate. What does that mean, first-rate affiliate? Okay, that means people that are actually wanting to do it rather than making excuses. I get that life comes in the way. I get that, it's not everybody can get onto a call a couple of times a week or once a week, or not everybody can come to a meeting with circumstances. That has nothing to do with are you a first-rate affiliate? That has to do with, are you trying, or are you letting everything else get in your way? Here's the attitude of a depth driver. Here's the attitude of a depth builder, okay? Notice the verbiage. I work with the new people. Not you, not they. I work with the new people. I don't expect their sponsor to do it. That's the attitude, okay? Remember that old saying that if it's going to be, it's up to me. So go back to those first couple of slides that I started showing you, making $10,000 a month, making $18,000 a month, making $35,000 a month or so. Okay, even making $5,000 a month. How do you get all of the volume and all of those people? If that is your goal, it's not nobody else's responsibility. It's your responsibility to build those lines. 2 lines, 3 lines, 12 lines, doesn't matter. It's your responsibility to work those lines. It's your responsibility to find the people that want to work. Find those people that want to build. Your responsibility, your goal, no matter what level of income it is to establish that model. That's what the puzzle looks like when it's finished. Your goal is now to put the pieces of it together. The next attitude is to build their new relationships. I said new relationships. Okay? I build new relationships. Not I keep calling and being buddies with the same people over and over and over. You develop the new relationships with those people and create that friendship, create that camaraderie, get that relationship into your organization. Okay? Next bullet point, I get my people paid. Okay, I remember my upline told me one time, okay, they said, Kason, you don't need to work with everybody. Okay, and you don't need to get everybody a paycheck. Only the ones that you want to keep. See, that's kind of sounds funny. You don't need to work with everybody. You don't need to get everybody paid. Only the ones that you want to keep. Interesting concept. I get my people paid. Notice, a lot of times when you talk to leadership is not an I thing. But this is your business. I get my people paid is the attitude of somebody who builds depth, who drives depth, who works relationships, okay, who works with the new people. Why do you get them paid? Because you're working underneath your existing leaders. If you're working underneath your leaders, yeah, you're building friendships and relationships with your leaders, but you're working underneath them. That means that they have people and volume and growth going on. Okay? This afternoon, I was talking with some individuals in Missouri. Okay? They're not hosting the event. They're not even in the same city as the event. But the point of working with them would be getting my leaders in Missouri paid. See, that concept is where a lot of people get fuzzy, is that they only work with the people that they like, or that it's comfortable to work with, or that treat them good, or whatever. Okay? The leader and the attitude of a depth driver is they get their people paid by working underneath them. Okay? The last one is I always think long term. Never think short term. Hey, I want to make a quick buck. I want to do something temporary. Hey, I'm doing this just to, just to fill a position or fill a spot or to, whatever. That anything short term, if it's not worth preparing long term for, it's not worth doing. Okay? Think about that concept for a little bit. Now let's move forward. What do you look for? If you're working your business, you're driving depth, who do you know who to focus on? Who do you know to say, hey, I got a winner. I got somebody to give some attention to, right? Because you could waste a lot of time and attention on the wrong people, pounding square pegs into round holes, okay? So this is what you look for. There's an acronym called WHIP, okay? This is called spotting sparkles. How do you spot sparkles? Well, you look for the acronym of WHIP. What is WHIP? WHIP. Work ethic. Work ethic. That's the number one thing you're looking for is work ethic. That's how you know if they're a sparkle. They work. They work. It's not they're lazy and you do all the work for them. It's not beg, get on the knees and sit down in the coffee shop and beg somebody to sign up so that you can hit a U31 or a U33 position. It's help them get involved, help them see a vision about what this can be for them, and they go out and work. Number one thing, work ethic. Here's one thing I'm going to tell you flat out. Believe it or not, you will get people to join your group that won't do anything. Now that might scratch your head a little bit and think, what? Why would somebody pay money, tell me they've got a dream, tell me they want to go out and make $10,000 a month, go out and fill out the fast start guide and send me their goals and commitment and letter of intent, and then not do anything? That's just the way it is. Some people do that. Some people do that. So work ethic is vital. The H, hungry. They're hunger. Okay? How do you know somebody's hungry? They got a dream. They got a dream. What does that mean? What does that look like? Okay? The dream all starts in how you present the business. It's not, now that you've signed up, let's dream build with you. Let's go down to the RV shop and look at these RVs that you like because you like camping. Or let's go over to Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop, or let's go to the museum and look at all the big trophy deer and all the moose, and let's go search on Google and look for our dream pictures and lifestyle and vacations and cars or trucks. It's not, you don't do that after they join. You do that before you even present to them. Building the dream with somebody is asking questions and listening. It's the number one skill of recruiting. Ask questions and listen. Ask questions and listen. There's good questions to ask. How do you find out a dream from somebody? Simply ask. What's your dream? If time and money weren't limiting factors, what would you be doing? You ask people that. You get to know what personality style that they are. You find out what their likes and dislikes are. You find out their hot buttons. When you find out that dream, you paint this into a picture where they see the picture with everything they love, everything they like. How do they not get hungry for that desire? How are they not hungry to go out and work for that? They designed it. I was on the phone a little while ago with one of our leaders. This is an awesome leader, building a big business. And they said, I don't resonate with this travel stuff, so I probably wouldn't have joined it had it been presented to me that way. See, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, no, you would have joined it. Your dream is why they joined. Had nothing to do with travel, had nothing to do with hotels, had nothing to do with discounts. They joined because they want more time in the outdoors. They want more money to be able to do that. And they saw that as their dream to get it. This is their vehicle to accomplish that. Are they hungry for that? Absolutely. Do they have a work ethic to accomplish that? Absolutely. When did Team All Outdoors come into play? When did a Leisure Life come into play? They don't. They don't. That's why people go and join, the big A company. They're $14 billion. And they sell dog food and paper towels and soap. And yet they're massive. Why do people keep joining it? It's not because their comp plan's so good. It's not because their upline's so good. They're on the 4th generation of leaders now, 50 years later. It's not that their system's so good. It's not that their owners are good. They died. A board of directors, lawyers run the company today, 40 years, 58, 60 years later. What's the X factor? The X factor is how they present it. They present it to people in a form of it resonates with their dream. And I don't want to get off topic, but that is so vital how you get somebody that's hungry, is you find out what they want. What would they be doing if time and money weren't limiting factors? And you approach the business that way. The I stands for integrity. They do what they say they're going to do. The biggest thing of frustration in anything, any business, is people that don't keep their word, people that don't keep their commitments, people that don't keep their promises, people that say one thing and do another. But one of the biggest causes of frustration, it'll drive you up the wall, is people that just aren't integrous. If they say they're going to get it done, then get it done. Okay? People that just don't keep their word. Other thing is personal power. What does personal power mean? Personal power means people that can go out and sponsor somebody by following the Fast Start Guide, following the ALL7 system, and do it whether they have upline support or not. Whether they have a leader sitting there with them or not. Okay? That's personal power. That's the acronym of WHIP. When you find somebody that's a sparkle, that's just going to whip this thing, those are the people that you want to build the relationship with and get them paid. Get underneath them. Get their people and work the Fast Start Guide, work the checklist, work the ALL7 system, work the 7 steps, and get them paid and get to their people. Okay? The tools that you use. Okay? Here's how you build depth and the tools that you use. You are an effective presenter. What is an effective presenter? That means you've got excitement. You can get people that are sitting on the edge of their seat. This does not mean that you have to be the I-type personality and, everybody's best friend. All different types of personalities. What that means is that you're good at building the dream with people. Why they would want to do this. You can do it one-on-one. You can do it in small groups. You can do it with groups of maybe 20 to 50 people. That's what an excellent presenter can do. It has nothing to do with their talking ability and persuasion. It has nothing to do with, making up lies and stories and faking like your check is so big. It has nothing to do with that. An excellent presenter is somebody that gives exciting stuff. What's exciting? Stories. Stories are exciting. They're compelling. There's a saying that says facts tell, stories sell. So tell stories. You've heard me say it. You want a dozen product stories. You want a dozen business stories. The reason why we recognize people at training events for being U31s or U33s or Pro 2s or other ranks in the compensation plan, the reason that we recognize the people for doing that is so that you can see those people and get the story and tell the story to other people. That helps people build the dream. Another part of the dream is that you paint the people into the picture. Okay, that's the first thing that you can do as an excellent presenter. Okay, Next thing is you give a great two-on-one presentation, both setting it up and executing it. That means that you can call somebody in your organization, you can help them make a contact, set up an appointment for you and them to go show them the business, present them the business. So you set it up and you execute it. A two-on-one, one-on-one, small group meeting. Okay. Another tool is house meetings. House meetings. This is the best venue to drive depth because you're not doing one-on-one three-way phone calls. You're not doing one-on-one meetings, driving all over Timbuktu, meeting people one at a time. You get them in the small groups, driving one person to invite 5 or 6 or 10 people to their house, and you present to all of them at the same time rather than going and doing it all individually. House meetings are the best venue to drive depth. Think about this. If you set up 5 presentations and I set up 5 presentations, we're both going to work 5 hours. Mine are one-on-one presentations. Yours are house meetings. Your house meetings have, say, 5 guests apiece in each meeting for 25 total guests. You worked 5 hours, got the business in front of 25 people. I worked the same 5 hours and got the business in front of 5 people. You see why house meetings are the best venue? It's because you're using your team's contact list to their advantage and yours. You're getting them paid by giving an effective presentation to their prospects and launching their business right from the get-go. The next thing that you're doing with that in that venue is you're not out there to talk to your host, the person that's hosting the meeting. You're trying to find the sparkles. You're looking at who's on the edge of their seat, who's responding, who's sitting back, with their arms folded, kind of cold. You want to avoid that grumpy Gil. Who are the people that you can go up to right after the meeting's over? You go get yourself a cookie or a glass of water. Nothing fancy at house meetings, and you go and you talk to that person. Hey man, what'd you like most? What do you see in this? And you build the dream with them. What do you see? What do you like most about about what you've seen? Okay, what do you like? What do you do professionally? You build the dream, and you're connecting with those people. And this is how you'd walk away from that meeting. Your objective is to book more meetings with the people that are in the house meeting. I'm not talking about affiliates. I'm talking about the guests that are there. Hey, guest, you came to support Jim, John, Kevin, Bill, Eric, Beverly, Jane. Doesn't matter. You came to support those people, and I want to help you to get your questions answered. Let me ask you a question. If I personally come and show this business for a handful of people at your place or at a business location, if I taught you how to invite people to come to your house like this, and I could help you do this right from the get-go, would you be open to doing that? If I could show you how you could go out in one meeting, generate $200 to $400, in income for yourself, would that be worth your time? Yeah. Great. When can we get down and get together when I can show you how to do that? What you're doing is you're booking your own follow-up underneath your brand new person who you're getting started. So you're not leaving them up to follow up, and they're the least effective person in the group. You're doing it. You're taking them with you to the follow-up, and you're teaching them while you're teaching the new person what to do. That's how you do house meetings. Okay, events are huge. That's why you want to get people to events. The next event, the next Super Saturday, the next regional, the next workshop, the next national event, the next weekly meeting or regional meeting. They help you build a vision and build that dream. So many people look at this through a short video or a phone call or a one-on-one, and that's all they see. Even in a house meeting, they look around and they see, there's only a handful to a dozen, maybe 20 or 30 people in the home. But when you take them to a bigger location, Their vision gets bigger. Their belief gets bigger. They see this as something bigger than just sitting in a home in middle of nowhere, or in Arkansas, or in Utah, or in Nebraska, or wherever. Okay? The next tool is going to be the Fast Start Guide. What that means is you do the follow-up. After you present for somebody in your organization, do a 3-way phone call, a house meeting, a 2-on-1, you're booking the follow-up with those people. You're booking the follow-up. And last tool is you keep it simple to move quick. Keep it simple to move quick. That's how you want to build depth. Here's a game plan. Okay, this is why you want to book the follow-ups, is because you're driving depth and you're going from one plan to the next, one plan to the next, one plan to the next. The slogan is each one reach one. Each one reach one. That means you present to A. Your objective isn't to sign A up. It's not to get A to be, to pound square pegs into round holes. Maybe A's vision and goal is only to make an extra $1,000 a month. Well, keep in mind, the very first slide in the whole presentation was what it looks like to build $30,000 a month. Well, what if A is somebody that you recruited and their goal isn't as big as yours? Does that mean that you can't succeed? No, that just means that you have to go through A and get them to lead you to B. They lead you to B, and you're asking to find out if their goal is as big as your goal. What's their dream? What's their vision? You're finding out what it is. That's going to dictate the diameter of your business, the diameter of your pipeline. That's going to the diameter, the vision of your key people is going to tell you how big of a business you potentially have. So either you get the people, or you build them their dream, or you find the right people through your organization with the bigger dream in the first place. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So you get them to lead you to somebody. Each one, reach one, that you work through them. They lead you to somebody. You introduce those people to the team. That's what you're doing on follow-ups and 3-way phone calls. You're building this business. You're picking up the phone and you're calling them, saying, I got to introduce you to the support team that I'm working with. Think about this at this time. If you are the person that's doing this, and say you come down to C, okay? You've worked with A led you to B. Did I say that any of these people have signed up yet? No. B led you to C. What are you doing with C? You're getting on the phone with the upline of who A would be. Who's the sponsor? You're using your upline, or which would be your downline. You're using your downline for 3-way phone calls more than you would your upline. Why? Because they're the people that are going to have the most interaction and be the most effective to help you accomplish what it is that you want to do. You're introducing and edifying the leaders that they would be working with. Okay? And that's what you're doing. You're calling B back saying, oh my gosh, B, I just did a presentation for C. I introduced him to all of the other leaders on the group. Man, he's going to be a butt kicker. This is going to be awesome. We got to get you your position. Let's go. Sign them up. You do the same thing to A. A, you just introduced me to B. B's ready to kick this thing in high gear. B's even talked with C, and I'm helping C get registered and get signed up. I've introduced them to the team. We better get your thing and get going. And the chain reaction happens, and they all start getting into the business. Boom, 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 boom. This is the most effective way of building depth, is because some people don't believe in themselves to fork out $289 as a premier member. But if you're going to go and show them that it works, because you're effective, you're the tip of the bit, you're the leader, you're the depth driver, okay? You're the one that's making things happen. How do these people not sign up? They don't want to have you sponsor these people. The reason that they're even there is because so now they start getting their positions. The idea is to get A to lead you to B, B to lead you to C, C to lead you to D, D to lead you to E, E to lead you to F. And guess what F did? F's a sparkle. F signed up 3 people without even calling you, did their house meeting, and their sponsor came and did it. They signed people up. They got their 3. They became U3. They got a $300 to $400 check their first month. they're on route to becoming a U31 without you being involved. That is who you work with. That's who you work with, is F. That's what the tip of the bit is. They are now the sparkle. F is the locker. F is the person that forced all of E and D and C and B and A to get into the business. Those people aren't going nowhere. Why? Because F is below them. F's going to kill this thing. That's the locker. F is that person that has a dream of making $10,000 a month or $18,000 a month or $35,000 a month. And how do you get F to truly be the leader? You got to get underneath him and hit the reset button, and you got to do this whole thing all over again with F and his people or her people, politically correct. And you got to work it all over again. And that is when F shows up and performs and becomes the leader. That's what this business is, okay? How does all of this come to play? The ALL7 system, okay? What the ALL7 system is it's going to personally develop you, okay, into the leader that you want to be. It's going to teach you how to be more likable, how to be professional, yet humble. You know those people that are not humble? You know, I mean, they're flashy, they're arrogant. You know, I mean, they want everybody to know how rich they are. They have a diamond on their ring and they hold their ring out like they were, a young girl that just got engaged, and they're flashing it and flaunting it around everywhere. They're flashing, dollar bills or, income statements around. They're not humble with it. Okay? Be professional. Humility is going to be one of the biggest struggles that you're going to have as you create lots and lots of leaders, because you're going to think that you're the magic. You're going to think that you're something special. You're going to think that you're the rock star. You're going to think that you're amazing and that you did this all. No, you didn't do a darn thing. What did it was the system. What did it was the environment. What did it was the culture. So be humble to that. Proof of this is when somebody tries to go to another organization or do something in another place, they can't. This happens in our industry all the time. Network marketers will build a big business on accident in one company, and they flounder around from company to company to company to company, bouncing from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, because they've never figured out how to build it right in the first place. And they keep thinking that success is over there, success is over here. Oh, success will be with this deal. I got a better spot with that deal. That's not how success happens. Success comes by following the ALL7 system. You follow the ALL7 system, you're going to develop lots of leaders. You're going to become professional. You're going to have fun. It's going to be energetic. You're going to be able to look nicer, dress nicer, have more things. It's going to put a spring in your step. The system will help you to develop a better attitude, a better work ethic. You'll learn how to become a great listener because you're getting dreams out of people. You're going to extract the dream from people, and those people are going to be able to tell you, and you can listen to it, and you'll be able to remember. You'll be able to sit down and remember when I was talking with Derek and you were telling me, a while ago when you were first getting into this business that, man, your dream, your goal was to go on that elk hunt in Colorado because you never done that. And you want to do that with your wife and you want to get that bow and you couldn't wait for you guys to check into that lodge, and you got the fire burning and your luggage is already in the closet and your bows are there and your arrows are there, and you're sitting, you hear the crackle of the campfire. Because you listened to when you painted that picture for them. And remember, after that bow hunt, you guys, both you and your wife got those trophy, 5-point and 6-point bowls. Yeah, you let the wife shoot the bigger one, keep the family happy. So your wife gets this massive bull elk from that Colorado hunt. But then you promised if your wife got the bigger one, then you'd take her on that Boston trip. Go see the history and the sights and where, the New England and the Pilgrims landed, and be able to taste real fresh lobster right off the boat. And you get to see why they still today have red chimneys and white chimneys, which side they were on. You got the history and you even got the streets that are so close together, a car can barely drive down them, and it looks like you're literally in Europe. You become a great listener, and you remember all of the visions and the goals of the people that really want to do this. Okay? You're your own CEO every day. That's what this is about. That's what the system will help you to be. You're your own CEO every day of You Inc. What the ALL7 system is it's a personal growth program with a compensation plan attached to it. What's the compensation plan attached to it? The leisure life business that provides you tools, audios, books, development, meetings and seminars and webinars like this to go to. That is what building and driving depth is. And when you do it properly, you create leaders upon leaders upon leaders upon leaders. You create people that have massive structures, massive organizations, and you'll get people in your groups that are making far more money than you. You'll get people better than you, moving faster than you. And you can sit back one day and look back when you're out on the beaches. You have 200-300 people in your leadership team, all making a 6-figure income or more. And you sit back and you go out on the jet skis out away from the beach, and you see all these campers and all these tents and yachts and boats, and you're sitting there and you look back and you think, holy cow. Look what happened because somebody wasn't afraid to work a little bit. Look what happened because somebody built depth. Look what happened because somebody said, yes, I want to join a leisure life, and decided to become a builder. Success is a choice. Success is a decision. I hope you make the choice and make the decision to drive depth, to be the tip of the bit, the tip of the spear. Think about all you bow hunters. Does the tip of your broadhead arrow, is it the most sharpest point of the entire arrow? Yes. You're the tip of the bit. Your objective is to be the tip of the bit, tip of the spear, tip of the arrow. That's what drives this thing. You get your people paid and you'll develop leadership better and quicker and faster than you could only dream. And you'll turn your organization in from a U3-1 organization into a Pro 4 organization in a matter of weeks to a few short months. You'll turn your Pro 4 organization into an organization with multiple Pro 6s in it, hundreds of thousands of dollars in volume in a matter of weeks to a few short months. You'll paint the vision so big for people that literally they won't believe it that it will happen until they're living it and say, man, I never would have thought this could have happened for me. You guys, that is driving depth. That's building your business. That's how you structure your team, is you want to drive your team in the lines and work with those people and work with them till they're successful. But you want to keep moving on and keep moving on and keep moving on. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to watch and listen to this webinar. We're going to end the recording. Thanks so much and have a great night, everybody.